Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson here.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz.
Yo, this is man like Doris.
Hi, this is Tom Thurber.
This is Benji.
This is the Asian sensation Kanji.
This is the Nightmare Fuel Hassan Malone.
This is Joe Rage, the Heavyweight Classic.
This is Mad Dog O'Doherty.
This is Tonga.
I'm the Breaker, Carl Kingsley.
This is the infamous Cameron Solis, and you're listening
to
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious.
To Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Hello and welcome to my Brit Rest Journey on bbgwrestling.com. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by Dan Demolition Man Evans. How are you doing this evening, Dan?
I'm good. Like, we've just literally been talking about life for the last 15 minutes. Me and Chris. We keep going, I was just starting, yeah. And we just changed subject. We've just been talking for like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, close to the 20
I feel like this
minutes,
might become the podcast is just us about to start talking about wrestling and go, oh, hey, what's your t-shirt, mate?
Slipknot.
Is it Slipknot? Oh, that's boss, that.
Yeah, it's a football shirt.
Yeah, that's nice. A football shirt, that. I was like,
yeah.
I couldn't recognise it. That's cool, that.
Yeah,
Where'd you get that from? Was it like download or?
No, it was. I seen a link. I can't remember the shop's called. Something that came up on Instagram. And they had like loads of like.
That is like the worst thing ever for me. Like, I keep seeing random shirts, and I own so much weird shirts now. Like, I just bought a White Ranger baseball jersey.
Yeah. I don't know if this will show up.
I can see your logo.
Oh no, I don't know if it'll show.
Wrestlers.
Yeah,
miscellaneous wrestler.
It's shit. Never wore it.
Put it on over you now, and you should be able to see it.
Okay, I'll put it on backwards, and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah. I saw Stone Cold on it.
Yeah. It's like Attitude Era.
Oh, that's amazing.
I've never had a chance to wear it yet. Rachel won't let me just wear it. I'm going
to wear it on this podcast right now. That's what we'll do. You can wear it on the podcast.
I'm going to Extreme Fields, and is it next week?
Oh yeah,
2 weeks.
3 weeks, thing. 29.
3 weeks. 29. Oh, that's like a month. Yeah. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's a long way away.
Yeah. So this, yeah. Yeah. So I think wear it then.
A nice wrestling environment.
Yes. Because I've kind of gotten into a habit of wearing just Lance t-shirts to shows at the moment. Because Lance seems to be on every show I go to. So
how many t-shirts do you have of us?
Lance.
Yeah.
All three of them. Or four.
Three. Four.
Yeah. I've got.
I was expecting you just to wash the same one, just if that's your favourite shirt.
Yeah. I've had to re-buy the first one again because I wore it so much. It's falling apart. He says you need a new one. It looks a mess.
Yeah.
So how's your 2022 in ring been so far? It's been amazing.
It's been mostly outside of England, which is amazing.
Yeah, you don't like it's in Denmark, Sweden. It's like
I wrestled more matches abroad than I have in England, which is incredible.
Was that through your friendship with Carlos? Or beforehand?
How I got into it was in 2019. Zach Gibson used to always run a camp in Denmark with someone else. So I think it was him and Screwface did it for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And then Screwface couldn't do it, so Zach asked me if I wanted to help teach. So like, go on then. And then I just made contacts there. I did the show there. I wrestled Carlos. That's how I actually met Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did a camp again in 2021. And Zach signed to WWE in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So they asked if I wanted to do it again. I went, yeah, of course. I will quite happily come to Denmark and teach wrestling for a week. And I just had the time of my life there. It's so nice in Denmark. I never thought Denmark would be one of these places I'd want to visit. Like, you know, when you think I want to visit somewhere, it's always like Spain or something. But like Denmark is such a beautiful country. I just never realised it. Especially where Carlos lives. He lives right on the water.
Mm.
So you just get out to the apartment and you sit at the harbour. And in summer in Denmark, it's so hot. It felt like a hybrid of Spain and Holland.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've ever been to Holland.
No, I've been to Spain lots.
I practically lived in Holland when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it just reminded me of what I knew as a kid, what I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And then hot weather of Spain. It was just so nice. And then from there, I made contacts on the show. Carlos helped me get back over there, and I've just been wrestling there ever since.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
I've wrestled for every single Danish company in a year.
Yeah, I've seen it. Body Slam and
Body
Copenhagen.
Slam, Body
Copenhagen.
Slam, CCCW, DPW. I'm tag team champion of DPW right now, and Nordic Elite.
Yeah, always.
I mean, there's only 4 in the whole country, but it's growing so much in Scandinavia right now. All the wrestlers are really, really good. It's amazing because they haven't had the same training we have over here. Like, the training over here is probably one of the best in the world. But for what they have, they've done really, really well. They're starting to actually form proper training schools. Because the only training school that was regular was on the other side of Denmark in Randers. So now Copenhagen's just opened up a training school. So they're growing there. Sweden and Malmo have a training school. So a lot of the Copenhagen guys would go over there every so often when they could to train. So the quality's getting good. All the shows are packed. It's so weird because it's like not wrestling fans, it's like adults.
Yeah.
So it feels so attitude era when you're there. And it's just such a good atmosphere. And it's just bringing in more fans, and it's like a good night out.
Yeah. Luke Kingsharp has asked me, Luke Kingsharp.
Luke Kingsharp, yeah.
Yeah, he's asked me to do a couple of interviews for the Copenhagen show that's taking part in Scotland in the next couple of weeks. So I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds amazing. Yeah, because I watched quite a bit of Body Slam whilst I was doing. I haven't watched much recently, but I did do it for a phase of watching quite a lot of it. I really enjoyed it. So just trying to find time to watch wrestling at the moment. It's just so much to watch.
I never watch wrestling anymore. It's like, it's been such a big part of my life for 14 years that now, well, it's been longer. I used to watch as a kid, but I've wrestled for 14 years. I just you kind of want something different in life. So I've been watching loads of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I haven't watched that for ages. What did we start watching the other day? We started watching Saved by the Bell, and it was just as 90s as ever.
Have you seen the new series of Saved by the Bell?
No.
They made a sequel series.
I know it's got like Slater and Zach in it, hasn't it? Yeah.
So Slater and Jesse are like teachers, and then Zach's like the mayor or something. And Kelly's like the first lady, and like I loved it.
Oh, I think
I say they've just released the second season. We released it about a couple of months ago, and I still haven't got around to watching it. Yeah. I just don't have free time.
Yeah, during lockdown, we watched every episode of Sister from the beginning.
I never got into Sister.
I was watching it again. I'm sure I used to watch this, but I couldn't remember any of the episodes. Yeah. So I remember Roger, and that was about it. But it got quite gaudy and preachy towards the end. I was really liking the later episodes.
Really?
We all go to church all the time. There's like all moral messages in it. So I was really enjoying the last couple series. Well, yeah, but it's just
I saw Sabrina, Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, I said, Rachel, can we watch Keenan and Kel? She was like, I never really liked Keenan and Kel.
Like, what?
So we had to watch it.
And you didn't divorce. Oh, that's definitely grounds for divorce. I'm not liking Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, how's the movies watching Nickelodeon?
Drake and Josh. That might be.
That's what I feel. It's a bit after my time. Before my time, I think. No, I was too old for it. So Drake and Josh. So.
The last 3 I remember was Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, and Zoe 101. The last 3. And then when I talk to people in wrestling now, we go, then it's like they start naming things I've never watched, like iCarly. I never watched that one. Yeah. I can't even name them. I don't remember them. They just say things like, I don't know that one.
Yeah, Joel never watched Nickelodeon. He watched Cartoon Network, so he was Ben 10 and stuff like that. So
I see. I watched Cartoon Network up until I was 12 maybe, and then moved to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
So like Dexter's Laboratory,
yes,
Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, they're made for adults, though. They're not made for kids.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z.
That's something I've really wanted to get into, but I've never just.
You never watched Dragon Ball Z?
No. Joel starts getting into like manga stuff. I'm trying to hope and he'll get into it so I can just watch it with him. We're watching My Hero Academia at the moment. So
I've only watched half of the first episode. I was watching it at work and got caught watching it at work, so I had to stop.
Yeah. It does take about 3 or 4 episodes to get into it. But yeah, it's once it gets going, it's brilliant. So.
Did you ever watch One Punch Man?
It keeps getting recommended to me. I was like, I want to watch it. I love the.
I watched the first episode of it, and I felt like that was the whole story told. I felt like, yeah, that's it. I don't need to watch anymore. That was the whole story. I'm fine. I'm happy with that. That's concluded.
What else do I love? Primal, I loved recently.
I haven't seen that one.
No, that's the whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah.
About a caveman who befriends a T-Rex.
That sounds like my dream job.
Yeah, and it's made by the same. Oh, sorry. Same person who made Dexter's Laboratory and
Is it?
Samurai Jack and all them. He made this. I can't remember his name. It's a big Russian name, but yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, you should watch it.
Put it on the list.
There's no talking in it, or because it's a caveman, he just grunts, and it's So, but it's not real. It's not really set in our world, our universe, because there's like giant vampire bats and stuff like that. And it's brilliant. I love to watch it about 4 times.
Oh wow! How many episodes is it?
Like 12, I think.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but yeah.
I would have questioned your sanity a bit.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. So, yeah, because in the first episode, his family gets eaten by this giant, like a T-Rex, but I don't think it is. And the T-Rex's family gets eaten by the same T-Rex, so they team up to take down the T-Rex, and then they become best friends. So
okay,
yeah,
I'll give that a go.
And then the second series is coming out soon. So
got another 12 episodes to Blitz as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good. So, have we talked about wrestling at all yet? Copenhagen.
We talked about how lovely Denmark is and how the wrestling scene over there is thriving. Same with Sweden. Sweden's really good.
Yes.
I didn't realise that Sweden was cold when I went.
No.
So I wrestled in Malmo, Sweden, which is essentially Denmark. You just get on the train, half an hour later you're in Malmo. I wrestled in Stockholm, and
is that like Norway? More Norway.
It's like 6 hours north.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise that would make a big change to the temperature, because like in England, I don't drive that far north, but like Newcastle isn't that different to Liverpool. So I just thought it was like a similar kind of gimmick.
Is it like can you drive for 6 hours in the UK and be still in the UK?
Well, I'm wrestling in Dundee in a couple of weeks. That's a 5-hour drive, so no, you can't really.
No.
I guess Cornwall, but that's south. But yeah. So I wasn't expecting it to be cold. So I show up in like shorts and a vest. We get on a plane to fly there because you don't drive, you fly, and it's like an hour flight. And then I get off and it's snowing, and I'm just shivering in these shorts and this vest. I'm like, no. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, because I'm guessing some in northern Sweden. It's probably in the Arctic Circle, isn't it? So it's that far up. So.
It's like to the right of it, so really far up. But apparently Stockholm's beautiful in summer. I've just only seen it in winter, so I have such a bad representation of it, because all I remember is being freezing because I was in shorts and a vest.
So I'm sure it would have been lovely if you had a coat.
Yeah, like I wish I had a coat. I remember Carlos saying, "Dan, where's your coat?" I was like, I don't need one. I've got this flimsy little jacket thing, because that's all I ever wear. It's like, Dan, you need a coat. I'm like, no, I don't. Yeah, I do need a coat. It's like in Denmark, I never wear a coat, and Carlos is always like going, Dan, you need a coat. I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I end up borrowing his coat because I'm so cold.
Oh, no.
He's essentially my grown-up.
Yeah.
Looks after me so good.
Oh, that's amazing. It is somebody where I've always wanted to go, but everyone keeps saying how expensive it is, and
I've never spent any money in Sweden, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, I bought Subway once, and I don't know if you've just said you've never been to Sweden, so you won't know this. So I was in line, and I was looking at the menu like you do. I know what I'm getting. I'm getting a meatball sub. I'm just looking at it. I just can't see it anywhere on the menu. I'm like, it'll be there. And then I'm talking to one of the wrestlers I've just trained, and he's like, "Oh, what are you going to get?" I went, "A meatball sub." He went, "Oh, we don't do that here." I'm like, "What are you on about? It's the staple sandwich of Subway. Of course they're going to do a meatball sub." And he's like, no, we don't. I'm like,
he's in Sweden, which is famous for its meatballs. And he don't do
this guy's ribbing me here. There must be a meatballs. So I'm actually Googling it, go, okay, of course, mate. Google it, apparently they don't. So get to the front of the line, I go ask the girl, like, excuse me, I don't see meatball sub on your menu. That's what I normally get. Do you have it? I went, no, we don't do that in Sweden. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because that's our national dish. You'd think we would, but we don't. I'm like, okay. So I got steak and cheese. And I loved it so much. And then I was back in Denmark the next day, and I just wanted to get some lunch. I was like, you know what? That was so good. I'm going to go get a Subway in Denmark. Now, I don't know if you ever tried to get a Subway in Denmark. I don't know if you've been to Denmark. You've been to Denmark? No?
Nope.
So I was like, okay, I'll go find. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere in Copenhagen, and I'm pretty sure I know where it is. But I wasn't 100% sure, so I started googling it on my phone. And every time I typed Subway, it just brought in like the metro station. I'm like, no, Subway sandwich. Turns out there's only 3 Subways in the whole of Denmark.
Oh wow!
None of them are in Copenhagen. They're all on the other side of Denmark. So I got Wagamama, and right now Copenhagen's so expensive because the fuel prices have hit really bad. So Wagamama just for me cost 35 quid. I had one meal and a drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is somewhere I really do want to go, Copenhagen.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, but I won't go with like weird place. Like I want to go to like Peru and go to the Nazca lines and let's go Machu Picchu and stuff like that. I want to go like weird places like that as well. Yeah, but I haven't been abroad for like 20 years, so.
Well, you need to change that. Like I didn't go on planes for ages because of wrestling. I was like, oh, I can't miss training. I can't miss the show. I missed out on so much of my life of not traveling, like going on holiday with my friends and stuff, and I regret that so much. It's kind of why I'm so lucky to be able to make that up with going to Sweden and Denmark a lot. Been to America twice within the last year. I've done a lot of traveling. I've really enjoyed it. We've been to something like 9 countries in the last year.
Oh wow! Yeah, I used to go festivals instead of going abroad. Or going on holidays. So I used to go download or Leeds or.
No, I've never been to a festival ever.
Hi, you'd love it. I don't know if I could do it now.
I nearly went to one in Denmark just to see Limp Bizkit.
I saw them
in wrestling.
2009 at Download, I think, is the last time I saw them.
So jealous.
Yeah.
Always want to see Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I think I've seen them twice. I saw them at Leeds in like 2000. It was a lot long after Chocolate Starfish came out.
Yeah.
So when was that? It's like 2001,
2000.
2000, yeah. So that year, yeah. I think it was 2000, maybe 2001.
So jealous.
Yeah, that was
So jealous.
Such a good. Yeah, it's dead random. I think it was headlined by like Pulp and Stereophonics.
Yeah.
I think Oasis was the last day, but underneath it was like Slipknot and Limp Bizkit and Rage and System of a Down, all these dead cool like new metal bands and stuff. But Britpop at the top. It was dead weird. But I wanted to watch the new. My girlfriend kept dragging me off to watch like the bassist from Blair was doing a solo set, so we had to go watch that.
Definitely would have broken up with her right now. My Way's playing.
No, we did.
I'm going to do things my way.
We did watch Limp Bizkit.
That's good.
We had to watch Limp Bizkit. Yeah. And I dragged her away from Oasis to go watch Muse. So she wasn't mechanic. Can't be realised. So.
Not really a fan of Muse. I think it was like one song I like.
It was that year they seemed to just be supporting everybody we went to watch, so we got to know their first album really well. So we're like, oh, we'll have to go watch Muse now. They're on. So I think they were headlining like the 3rd stage or the 2nd stage. So
I think I was just so biased against Muse because some girl in my school loved them and I hated her, so I just didn't like the band. You know, when you're 9, you hold weird grudges.
Yeah, I think I only really liked the first album, maybe a bit of the second album. I wasn't a huge fan of them going forward, but I think it was just our friend bubble. We all just loved this album because we used to just see them so often. That one year, I think we saw them 4 or 5 times, but never went. We never went to see them. They were just supporting somebody or at a festival we were at.
So, what's the favourite band you've ever seen?
I've seen Metallica a few times. I saw Metallica supported by Machine Head in Manchester. It was amazing.
I nearly went to that one. Was that around about 2007?
Yeah, around then.
I nearly went to that.
Yeah, and I only went because my mate broke up with his girlfriend a couple of days before, so I got her ticket.
You're celebrating a breakup right here. He's like crying into his beer.
Yeah, we got so drunk that night. We missed the train. I was like, either sleep in the train station or just try and find somebody who lives in Manchester, we know. Yeah, luckily one of our friends was going to university. So I was like, oh, yeah, he let us stay over. But when we went to see Iron Maiden, we missed the train, and we tried to get a hotel, but it was Man United versus the German side, so it was just full of Germans. Every hotel, so like, we had to sleep in Piccadilly with all the tramps. And I was like, I didn't like it. Well, because he wanted to get bloody t-shirts. Not the proper t-shirt, one of the fake t-shirts from outside. So
That'd be the only acceptable t-shirts to buy. I'm not paying 20 quid for a t-shirt inside. I'm going to a dodgy guy outside.
Get a fruit. It's a Fruit of the Loom. They're all Fruit of the Loom.
I bought an Alice Cooper t-shirt because that's the first thing I ever saw. I bought one at the stadium because I didn't know where people saw them outside.
Yes.
I spent like 30 quid on this Alice Cooper t-shirt.
Yeah, Goo Goo Dolls were really good when I saw them in Liverpool.
I would love to see them. I need to see some bands, you know.
I haven't been to a gig for ages, but yeah, we used to go all the time. We should just go to Liverpool, the Liverpool Uni on like a Wednesday night, and just loads of good bands. It was like Ash were on. We just played like a tenner.
Really?
Snow Patrol were on, and just get in.
I haven't been, I think, since 2009 or something. I'm seeing the Backstreet Boys in November. I cannot wait to see the Backstreet Boys.
Mate, sure would love to go see the Backstreet Boys. Are they playing?
Manchester. It's the most expensive ticket I've ever bought for anything in my life. But I cannot wait to see the Backstreet Boys.
I've got a soft spot for the Backstreet Boys. I don't know why.
November 6th, Manchester.
I'm guessing it's sold out.
It's like 110 quid a ticket or something mad like that.
I don't know if I love Rachel that much to spend 110 quid.
Yeah. Oh. Give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Do you need £220?
I don't know if I have a spare £220 at the moment.
Do you need both kidneys? I mean,
I'm walking an hour to work just to save money rather than getting the bus.
God. Like, loads of people like proper struggling right now. It's just terrible how it is. Economics and all that.
Yeah. I still find money to go watch wrestling. But there's things like walking to work and having noodles, a cup of noodles for lunch and stuff. It's like £5 for a quid.
I've never had a cup of noodles.
No. B&M, nice. They're right.
I mean, you're selling them to me. All right. It's the best thing I've ever had.
They're £5 for £1. You can't really expect much from them.
Yeah, 20p a meal now. One day.
Cool. Shall we get back to? How long are we in? About 25 minutes.
35 minutes. I think we've just literally talked about bands, pot noodles, foreign countries for about 20 minutes.
Alright, should we try and do some serious wrestling ones?
Or we do part 2. We'll do part 2 where we actually probably discuss wrestling.
Cool. So what prompted you to don the tights to get in the ring yourself?
See, it's just such a boring story. Like, I liked wrestling as a kid. I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So how I got into it was I actually was backyard wrestling.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So me and my friends, we wanted to train to be a wrestler, but we didn't know where to do it. And the only place we could find was All Star that wanted 30 quid a session. And me being a 15-year-old did not have 30 quid at all. Never mind weekly.
30 quid like 15 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah, 2007 it would have been. So I was looking for ages, so I probably found it a bit earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, and then when I was younger, I definitely didn't have 30 quid. So
Wrestle Island, it's 30 quid a month.
Is it 30 quid a month for Wrestle Island?
For 4 sessions, 30 quid a month.
That's absolute steal, guys. Go train at Wrestle Island.
Yeah, you can train with Dan, like I have. So.
Yeah. I don't know when I'm back there, but hopefully soon.
Yeah, Lance has just been announced for this Saturday. So
yeah, so
yeah,
that'll be interesting.
And your match with him has just been announced as well. So on the 23rd of October.
Okay, cool. You learn something new every day. I'm just playing on Wrestling Lands on the 23rd of October.
For the championship, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I win it back. Yeah. So yeah, I was looking for a wrestling school with my friends because we really wanted to do it. and we just couldn't find anywhere. And like 1PW is in Doncaster, and I was 13, 14, 15, couldn't travel that far. So my friend's brother started backyard wrestling. And we're like, that's cool. But we were like 18, 19, and I was like 15. I was like, go on then. So we just literally went in the backyard, no structure at all, just flailed around. And we had a good time, but that happened like once every 2 months. And I was like, I want to do this more. So then I completely destroyed my mum's garden by having my friends around weekly to roll around in mud, essentially. It's so dangerous as well. Like, looking back on it, I nearly killed a friend like 3 times. Yeah, I wasn't trained. You should never do this. Do not do this. They say do not try this at home for a reason. I was giving my friend a power bomb and just dropped him right on his neck. Gave him a concussion. And we would have thought, like, maybe we don't do this anymore. No, we've done it about 3 times. We had every match as a hardcore match. And we just acquired things we could because we were poor. So, like, things we could find. So we had, like, loads of baking trays, a quality street tin. Yeah. We had a ladder. We made bamboo kendo sticks, so we just taped bamboo together. We made makeshift tables, and we just filmed it all and put it on MySpace.
It's never made its way to YouTube or anything. So.
Well, back in the day, YouTube could only have 10-minute videos.
Ah, right, okay.
And our matches went well over. Like, you think Wrestle Island shows went over my backyarding. I hope none of them still exist on the internet. I know some exist on Facebook as private links. Yeah, but I hope none of them ever make it the light of day. Someone somewhere scraped it off MySpace and has got it. It's blackmail. I can feel it. But we put that up, and Zach Gibson saw him. Well, he's Zach Diamond at the time, and he just messaged me going, "Lads, what are you doing? Stop that. Come to this school." So he got me to go to a school in Runcorn, and that's how I met him. Yeah, and then that's how I started wrestling.
Oh, amazing.
And then 14 years later, I'm still doing it like a chump.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing I didn't wait till I was 40 to start training.
I wish I started older when I was I started when I was 16. I wish I was a bit older. Like, my body is completely broken. We shouldn't let 16-year-olds wrestle.
No.
It's like my second ever shout, I took a chair shot, and nobody taught me how to do a chair shot, and I was just like, yeah, hit me as hard as you can in my head. Come on, I'm tough. Hit me. Got a concussion.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just took it to her face, and like, I just thought it was cool. Like, I took that to her face, but no, it's stupid. We actually probably should have been someone going, yeah, let's not hit the 16-year-old boy in the head with a chair. You know, like a grown-up. Yeah. Instead of letting a 16-year-old boy hit me with a chair.
Yeah, maybe not let 16-year-olds use weapons on a show.
Yeah, you'd think that. You know, that's basic common sense. Like, as an old man that I am, I like go, wow, was that allowed to happen? Like, I mean, I'm not complaining. Because as a kid, I thought it was boss. But as a grown-up, like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Let's stop that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in, like, you shouldn't wrestle till you're like 18. So let your body actually mature and let you mature as a person as well, like as a kid and around adults. And it just wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't ready for it.
It's strange when I'm interviewing some people and they're only like in their early 20s and they've been wrestling for like 8 years.
So I
8-year veterans and stuff.
It's like, we let people like 12-year-olds and 14-year-old people train. I'm like, here's a bit young. Like, maybe have a kids class. But, I just really against young people bumping, mainly bumping, just because it does so much damage to your body. Like, people don't realize how much damage that does to your body.
And it hurts.
And like,
it never doesn't hurt. It doesn't.
When you're young, it doesn't hurt, and you're like, I can do this forever. And you get to my age, and I bump, and I can't walk for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, you said you developed a style where you literally don't bump now, haven't you?
Yeah, I save my bumps as much as possible. Like, some people say, I won't bump for anyone, I need to save my bumps. And they do it wrong, they're just being a bit of a dick. Whereas it means they're not taking any offense. I'll take all the offense all day. I'm just probably going to change it a bit so I don't have to bump as much.
Definitely. Did you have an idea of a character when you started training? What was like Dan Evans version 1 like?
I was basically myself. I wanted to be Triple H.
Yeah.
I got told I can't be Triple H. I actually wanted to be a referee when I started because I knew I was never going to make it to WWE because I'm like 4 foot nothing. And it's such a pipe dream. Like, if you look at the roster, I don't even think Wade Barrett debuted then. There's no British people apart from William Regal. And even though I'm technically American, I speak with a British accent, I can't pass as an American.
No.
So I knew my chances were very, very limited. But maybe being a referee could be me. And I want to be a referee. And I got told, oh, we don't do that here. You got to wrestle. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it wasn't that much of a disappointment because I was backyard and I was loving wrestling.
When I interviewed Greenwood, he said he had to train to wrestle first before he became a referee, just so he could do basic bumps and stuff, so he could be a better referee. So
I just wasn't allowed to be a referee.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they said, no, you're going to wrestle. I was like, okay. I didn't give up much of a fuss. I've actually refereed one show in my life. I was the worst referee ever. Considering I'd wrestled for about nearly 8 years at this point, I was the worst referee ever.
Yeah, it's a completely different skill set, and you can see why there's such a small pool of good referees, and they're on every show. It's just like
I'm a big advocate of you need good referees. Like, it's such an underappreciated job. It's getting more appreciated nowadays, like especially with Greenwood, people are starting to understand that a good referee is definitely needed, and it is not just some random job you give to your dad who happens to be at the show, which used to be the thing in British wrestling. It used to be, oh, we need a referee. Oh, Dad, will you be my referee? Or some random fan in the crowd being a referee. But yeah, it's just such an underappreciated job. Yeah, it's such a big part. Like, good referees are so hard to come by. We're lucky in this country. We've got a good couple. Greenwood comes to mind. There's so many, and I'm so crap with names right now because I've been working all day. My brain's mush, and I'm sorry I've missed them. But it's definitely a good one. Dan is another one. I know there's more.
Laura,
yeah.
LK.
Laura's coming on.
Scott.
Laura's done so well.
Scott.
She's only been doing it like a year. Scott as well. But Laura's only been doing it like a year, and she's done so well for that.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah.
I don't know, it's Lavin or Laura. I always get this mixed up. LK was called LK because that's what she told me to call that. Yeah. I was getting mixed up. I feel so bad. I'm bad with names.
I'm awful with names. So when I meet wrestlers and I'm like, I don't remember your real name. I know I've got you on Facebook, so I'm just going to call you by your wrestler name.
I tend to just give people nicknames. That way you can't be wrong.
Yeah, that's why I stay. It's easy. Yeah. So that was Riley. What's his name? I can't remember his real name though. It's just Riley, the non-binary finery. Was that training? I couldn't remember his real name was Josh for ages. I was like, I know your name. But it's like, Riley, hi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think many people mind being called a wrestler name.
No, they don't. I don't think. But...
It's like, I've known Zach for years. I still call him Zach. His name's Jack, but I refuse to call him Jack. He is Zach.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever called Lance James.
No, I didn't even know his name was James. I was like, who's this James Broad? Like, stop, who is he? And I realised, oh, that's Lance. Oh. Oh. I'm bad at names.
Yeah, I told we do podcasts together. I speak to him every week. Because I don't think I've ever called him James.
I always struggle with Lewis, Scott Oberman. I always struggle with him because I know him so well as Lewis. And like when we started tagging, I used to always call him Lewis, and you just go to me, it's Scott. I went, no, it's not. I've got you on Facebook. It's fucking Lewis. I'll get him there.
Can we discuss them 3 PFs?
3 PF, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I interviewed Troy, and I wish I knew what pre-BFs was before I interviewed him because he talked about it so much, how much he loved it and stuff. But
that's actually one of the highlights of my wrestling career. It happened.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I didn't really know anything about it until I watched the 2019 Royally Rumbled, and he kind of about to do a reunion bit in the middle.
Then Lewis comes out and batters.
And then Lewis comes out and batters him, and you get Trevor now and everything. I was like, oh.
So the worst thing about that I thought was like we haven't done 3BF in about 4 years, No one, it's all new fans here. They don't know who we are. It just was awkward 2 minutes. Well, it probably wasn't even 2 minutes, probably about 20 seconds of my life. I'm like, I knew this was going to fall flat. So I was like, go on. I just couldn't wait for Lewis to come out because I was like, this is going flat. No one knows what's going on. They are confused. I've just wrestled early on in a match as a heel. Yeah. When it actually happened, it was so much fun back in the day. It started off with me and Troy just messing around in a carnival show. And Sax loved it. So he's like, oh, we want to make this thing where you guys are just like fun people. And then my friend Bert got added to it. And me and Bert are actually legit best friends. And we're a bit silly. And we just did whatever came into our heads. And
there wasn't just like a proper like comedy face trios thing, or
we just did whatever came into our heads, and it's ridiculous. Like we stole light up glasses from a merch stand for no reason, but we like, oh, it's cool, we'll call it rave glasses. We on our entrance we just stole these trees and started like having a sword fight with them, and then we put the glasses on the tree, and then we started calling it Trevon. And then the next week we stole one of the mini trees, and I dressed it up in like a mini leather jacket. We got 3D glasses and put a hat on him, and just had as our mascot of this little tree. We got promo pictures sold of him, and Sax printed off like 30 promo pictures of it, and he's like, "This tree is fucking stupid. This needs to go. You can't have this tree anymore. It's stupid." And then so we were meant to kill off the tree like on week 3 of the summer show, because in BWP we do a show every week. So like week 3 we were meant to kill it off. And we're just about to go out for our match, and he's going, "Don't kill the tree! Don't kill the tree! It's just sold out promo pictures! Don't kill the tree!" And we're like, "Okay, tree isn't dead." So we weren't allowed to kill the tree. It was just such a good time, and then we just found ways of having fun. It's just we tried not to wrestle, and if we did, we just did all the comedy spots. And we just found ways not to wrestle and just be entertaining, and I had so much fun with it.
It looked amazing. I wish, because when I interviewed Troy, it was backstage at a Just Fabulous show, so I didn't know who I was interviewing. I was just whoever wanted to get interviewed, so I just had a kind of generic list of questions. So, but I wish I knew about free PFs before. That's just cause...
I forgot all about that. So I've wrestled so long now, I've forgotten so much. Like every so often, something will pop up on Facebook. Go, oh, I forgot about that. That was good times.
Yeah, because she seems to have like this ongoing feud with the YOLO squad, who look like 2 amazing wrestlers. So it was like,
we wrestle them like every single week. Good kids. Well, we're not kids now; we're adults. Full on adults, doing well.
Yeah, it's well weird looking at Drew Parker in the yellow squad's what he is now. Every time I see him on Facebook, he's just covered in blood and green hair.
He's always been mad, Drew. He's absolutely mad, but he's loving it. He can't complain.
Definitely.
He's living in Japan. That's a dream right there, living in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to get mangled every night, but each their own, I guess.
Yeah, I've said it loads of times. I don't get deathmatch wrestling. I don't know if I could sit there and watch a whole show of deathmatch wrestling. I could see deathmatch wrestling. This feud is so hot that we need a deathmatch to finish the feud. It's like it's the death.
There's definitely a market for it. It's just something I'm not capable of doing. As much as I posted for a while saying it's my quest to be a deathmatch wrestler, and people took me so seriously. I love doing hardcore matches. I'll do them all day, but it's just like a next level. And I've done one deathmatch, and I knew I was out of my depth as soon as they started talking to me. I was like, "Yeah, this is not for me."
I think I've got a fear of being pierced. So the thought of glass and pins and
it depends it depends what my mental state is. Like if you ask me when I'm pretty sad, I'll go, "Yeah, go on, I'll mangle myself. Go on, I don't care." And then later on, I'll be like, "Maybe I don't want to do this."
Because they told me next week I might have to have a needle in my eye to drain the blood.
Right.
From the back of it. I was like, "No, can we just leave it for months and it'll sort itself out?" Yeah. I was thought of like putting anything in my eye, but then there's like, yeah, it's so the needle's so thin you won't even feel it. I said you put a needle.
I'm gonna pass out. We can't talk about this anymore. Oh god.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
When I did my death match, I injected someone in the side of the mouth with a syringe.
No.
I mean, I don't mind that. I'm not the one getting it. I'll quite happily stab someone. This was his idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all mad.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take some light chews. Of course you are. What else you want to take? I'm like, you've taken everything else we've got. There's nothing else left to take. I was like, oh, because we had mouse traps, and they're like, oh, I'm taking mouse traps. Like, okay. We got thumbtacks, and that scares me. Thumbtacks scare me.
Yeah.
I don't mind barbed wire. So I was like, I'll take barbed wire, but someone else will take the barbed wire. So I'm like, oh, fucking hell. And then Lewis took the thumbtacks and the barbed wire. And then there's literally nothing left. So I made a barbed wire table to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm a shit deathmatch wrestler. I'm a hardcore wrestler. If that, it's an illusion, but I do. So I made a table, wrapped it in barbed wire, but had a bit where I could go through safely. Mm-hmm. So it looks like I'm going through barbed wire. I didn't have a single scratch on me.
Wow.
After this deathmatch, everyone is a tag team deathmatch. Everyone's covered in blood. I'm fine. I felt so bad on Lewis. Lewis is so mad at me because I kind of roped him into it.
Yeah. So 2018 seemed to be like a game changer year for you, because that seems to be when you formed the. I still call it the Murder Squad. We had to change that due to political reasons. Apparently, some companies don't like the word murder. Yeah. Yeah, well, it was a bit strange that you're being the Murder Squad at family show.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But what happened was, me and Lewis used to tag on shows randomly. It would just be like Seth Skyline and Dan Evans are tagging. Mm-hmm. And we just started calling ourselves the Merseyside Murder Squad, just me and him. And so every time I shared it, I said, oh, the Merseyside Murder Squad. And then we got put together at Wrestle Island. We wanted it to actually become a tag team for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when it happened, we said, oh, we'll just call us that. And then, because I thought it sounded pretty cool. He did too. And then the more we thought about it, it's like, actually, we haven't murdered anyone. We just beat them pretty bad. And we didn't want to change it too much. So we just spent ages trying to think of M words to go into it. And I can't remember some of them. Some of them were crap. Most of them were crap. So we ended up with mercenary because at least it has a direction of some form of character.
Yeah.
So that's all good. Yeah. And then I've just continued being a mercenary.
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah, so I think the first match was. So was your match against Sugar and Jordan the first official?
I think that's the first official one. Yeah.
I don't know, Scott's he didn't seem to. He wasn't the Scott he is now, because he was quite jokey and he was still dancing, and you had to shake him to get him out of his dancing with everyone else.
See, that was one of those things that we probably shouldn't have danced at all. We probably shouldn't have, but it's one of those. It's a family show. We're all here for a bit of fun. I hate people take themselves too seriously, where we're like, you can't do this, you can't do that. But we probably shouldn't have danced. But at the end of the day, it's a fun family show. Who cares? Well, we shouldn't say who cares, but let's all have some fun.
Yeah, I think it was about 10 minutes before you started even wrestling. It was just you're throwing balls to each other, these energy balls, because Sugar was making it go.
I have no memory of this match at all. I used to always find it so weird, when big famous wrestlers go, "Oh, tell me about this match," and I go, "I don't remember it." I'm like, "How?" It's that meant so much to me, that match. How do you not remember it? I get it now. I've wrestled so many matches, I don't remember half of them. No. That's probably a lot more than half I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I only really remember it because it's on the Facebook, on the YouTube channel. It's the one with the Rumble at the end. So Isaac's obsessed with Rumble, so we watched that show.
See, I hate Rumbles. I can't stand Rumbles. I actually don't ever want to do a Rumble ever in my life. I always get hurt in them.
I think you were in and out in that Rumble. I think the three of you came out.
I hate Rumbles.
But you think you literally got in the ring, got clotheslined out straight away or something?
I'll only do a Rumble if I'm winning.
Yeah, I enjoyed you in the last one where you got Seth. Scott stood on the stage and waited for you to come, and then you came in together, and it was good. So.
Fun story about this, right? Me and Lewis wrestled in Denmark the night before, and the only way for us to get back was to fly to Poland, stay in the airport, and fly back at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So me and Lewis had no sleep, and we were literally dead backstage. People talked to us, and we just couldn't comprehend anything. We were so tired. Like, we should not have been wrestling that day at all. Someone should actually just go, guys, go home. You're too tired for this. But we did it.
I was saying, you were in for a while. You got
yeah,
to the
I
final
was in for way too much. Yeah. Yeah, I, if I knew what was going down, I probably wouldn't have done the show. I probably would have gone to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, so that shows how much I cared about doing that Rumble, was that I stayed up, I got my flight, instead of having a nice simple flight home on the Sunday, it would have been Monday if we were home. Maybe Sunday night, I can't remember. To get to the show, I flew to Poland, stayed up all night in a Polish airport, and then flew back at 6 a.m.
Yeah, wow.
Had no sleep and was dead. It was horrible. It wasn't. It was a funny story.
How did you match with Nick Aldis for the NWA Championship come about then?
When he was doing his he was doing a tour. I can't
remember. It was £10 of gold
thing.
talents. Yeah.
So he just wanted to wrestle as many shows as possible, and he'd had a working relationship with Coventry Pro Wrestling before, and Phil, the promoter, put me forward for it, and it was probably one of my biggest matches I ever had.
Yeah.
As a kid, I loved TNA, and the NWA heavyweight title was for TNA belts for a while. Yeah. So to actually say I wrestled for that is amazing.
And he's Magnus in TNA.
Yeah. He's lovely, you know. Everyone always told me that he's a bit funny and with people, but he just wants to keep himself to himself and actually go to work, which is nothing wrong with that. He is polite to me. He was lovely, good worker, safe, had a good time. Had loads of time for like questions and stuff. Absolutely lovely guy. Got no complaints. Yeah. Except for he is absolutely massive and made me look like a small boy. There's a picture of me and him holding the NWA belt, and I look like a child because he's like 6'8" and absolutely jacked.
Yeah, I still remember it was Oblivion on Gladiators. So
yeah.
Big old.
I remember I had Virgin, so we did on Sky One, and I spent ages trying to wait for the new series of Gladiators, and it finally came on demand somewhere. And I was so disappointed because it just wasn't the same.
No, they had to fall into water, and I was like,
yeah, it just wasn't the same.
No. You won the Wrestle Island Power Up briefcase. You cashed in on Warren Banks after he just won the belt. Yeah, the biggest shock in Wrestle Island history to that point. But it did set up like one of my favourite storylines where Oberman won the Power Up briefcase, and he became like your gatekeeper to your title. So you had to kind of go through Scott. Like he became like a final boss.
Yeah,
you had to go through him before you get a title shot against you, which I thought was an amazing storyline. Which it probably could have gone on for a while, but then COVID got in the way. And
whatever. Because Lewis is number one contender, wasn't he?
Yeah, he won the champion, but he said, "I'm not facing Dan."
Yeah, and then Cameron beat him for it, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then COVID. Yeah, because I was meant to wrestle Cam after that. Yeah, it's a shame that didn't happen.
Yeah, it was such a great storyline.
COVID ruined so much of wrestling.
Yeah. Was there any matches or storylines in 2020 you're really looking forward to that couldn't happen, or just can you tell us?
2020 was going to be a really good year for me. I was meant to be wrestling loads abroad because my job finished in March because I was contracting. So I was just going to take 6 months off from work and go into a new job in August. And then my job finished the week of just before lockdown, or a week off lockdown or something. And so my plan was, my job finishes, I was going to wrestle in Canada, America, Spain, Sweden, Denmark. I'm sure there was more. I think Germany as well. And then COVID happened, and that just went out the window. So I just spent COVID. a lot of people have different approaches to lockdown. Like some people hated it. I loved it because I hadn't spent any time in my house up until that point. Because when I was contracted with work, I was like living in Reading or Durham. I never spent time in my house, so I actually just spent time in my house, completely relaxed, had the time of my life.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the first. Yeah, like the first lockdown. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, first lockdown I enjoyed. Second lockdown I had a mental breakdown, but
yeah, same.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's story's the same.
I think I put on 2.5 stone in 6 months or something stupid. I got to like 18 stone because we were just having like frothy coffees like 10 a day. I would have afternoon like 11sies as a family every day. I was like, yeah, I had bacon butties every day.
I got into the best shape of my life. So I did not, because I feel like because of wrestling, it's so hard for me to fully commit to a gym. Like I still go to a gym all the time, but I can't push myself because I've always got an injury.
Yeah.
So my back's either killing me, my shoulder, my knees. But with no wrestling, my body healed, and I was just fully smashing the gym. So I was going like 6 times a week. I was eating perfect. I was in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, well, I used to walk to work, so taking that little bit of exercise I used to do, I just ballooned. But then I started, and then in August I started that, and by Christmas I'd lost it. I was back to what I was.
My routine was I would wake up at 6 a.m. I'd go on a 2-hour walk. I'd then train in my house, and then I would just either watch movies or sunbathe. It was like the greatest holiday of my life.
Yeah, I like the first 3 months because they couldn't figure out how to set up the public phone to our laptops at home, so they couldn't take calls for months. So it was so good. Yeah, I had to do so. Yeah, didn't have to talk to the public.
That's the worst part about jobs, talking to the public.
Yeah, especially when they think they know something. You're like, no, it's not right what you're saying. Because we didn't have phones, I was doing interviews during my work. I was in the afternoon and stuff. Yeah, I had to stop doing interviews for a couple of weeks. I just had so many.
Really?
I think I did like 8 interviews in like 3 weeks. I was like, I'll have to stop.
See, that's useful. That.
That's true. But everyone, nobody was doing that. Nobody had anything to promote. There was no like time limit on when they get released because there's you have to have it released by this date because it had promoted this show. But there's nothing to promote, so people just and people were bored to death, so they're just happy to come on and just talk for an hour. It's just
I think I did quite a couple. I remember I did one where it's like a question and answers, but it was weird. It was like favorite Disney movies and stuff. But it was quite fun because a lot of things I always talk about wrestling, so I don't mind talking about other things because it's something different.
Yeah,
probably why we've talked for about 50 minutes about anything but wrestling. But yeah, I remember doing one interview because I think I did like 3 or 4, and whenever I don't have to be on camera, I will just play a game or something. Just because I don't know, I just find it helps me focus talking. Yeah, I've got ADHD, as you can see, my eyes just go around like this.
Yeah,
I've got bad ADHD.
Talk about Disney if you want. I like Disney.
I like Disney.
You saw do you like the Star Wars side of Disney, or is it just like the classic Disney?
I like Star Wars.
You watched Andor, yeah?
No. It looks like Rogue One. I hated Rogue One.
It is. I said I watched the first 3 episodes. I was like, that's all right, but a couple of days later, I can't tell you one thing has happened in it, so it's not. So I
don't know if I want to get into it. I didn't like Book of Boba Fett.
I didn't. It was all right. I liked it when Nat Mando came back in towards the end of it. It became the Mandalorian.
I haven't got that far yet. So I watched
good.
like 4 episodes of it, I think. Yeah. And I'm like, I just can't get into it. And everyone says, no, you need to push on. I'm like, no, this is hard to watch. So I might. I don't know. It's just not interesting to me.
It becomes the Mandalorian halfway through. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm like 1 episode away from it getting good, so I might give it a go. I liked Obi-Wan.
I liked Obi-Wan. That's really good. I didn't think I was going to like it because I didn't really like the child actor playing Leia, but she grew on me and she turned into quite a decent actor. I don't think she was very good in the first episode or 2, but Yeah, and I went down a different route than I thought. I didn't see why we were following Leia, but it's a good way of introducing her.
I've watched someone's edited it into a 2-hour movie, and it's so much better.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that because they cut out like the episode where Leia gets kidnapped again underwater. Yeah. That just gets cut out completely because it's so unnecessary. Because I feel like they just felt, we need to. It should have been a movie, but we're just like, oh no, let's make it a series. And I
think originally it was going to be a movie, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. Have I re-edited the Darth Vader fight at the end? Oh, sorry. I feel like I've just ruined. Spoilers. Spoilers, right? For Obi-Wan. I'm spoilers for Book of Boba Fett. This guy, I ruined it for you. Yeah. But spoilers for Obi-Wan. The fight with Darth Vader, they re-edited it with Jewel of the Fate and the song from episode 3.
Oh,
so it's just so much better.
Is this on YouTube?
Now is a download link somewhere. I'll hook you up.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. But it's just straight up fight. They don't cut away to the girl chasing Luke. That gets cut out completely. Mm-hmm. It's so unnecessary.
It is.
I think she just dies in the movie. But probably she should have died in the first place.
Oh.
It's like you get stabbed with a lightsaber, and the next episode you're running around like you haven't been stabbed with a lightsaber. Mm-hmm. That's meant to kill you. Are you telling me you've been stabbed with a lightsaber, and they're not going to go, "Oh, she's breathing her"?
Oh yeah, I remember that a bit now. Yeah.
These are absolute killers. They are professional killers. They're not going to make this such an oversight. They will make sure you're dead.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I did really like that version of Vader as well. I was quite shocked when it came in. It was Earl Jones's voice. I was like, so what's Christian doing in this?
The scene where he smashes the helmet, that was amazing.
Yeah, because my mate, the Rob who I work with, he was like, well, he's in the suit. So he's not though. They've told us that they've got stunt doubles doing nearly everything, and they've got Earl Jones doing the voice. So I was like, what's Hayden Christian doing? So but, yeah, it was them couple of scenes, wasn't it? So.
I love Anakin Skywalker. I love Hayden Christensen. I think they should do more stuff for him.
I don't mind the dog's barking again. Right, I'll back in 1 second. I just want to see what.
Voice.
You stupid American!
I think we'll have to finish up in the next couple of minutes because he's gone crazy. So.
How long have we talked for? Oh wow,
an hour and 15.
Sorry.
We'll have to do part 2 because of we haven't done your card. So you have to come back on to create your card.
Sorry.
I've really enjoyed it. It's
just nice to have a conversation. Yeah. Don't know how much of this you can actually use, but hopefully some.
I'll release as is, unless you use bits you want to cut out. So.
Don't think I said anything silly or anything.
Should we go with where can people see you in the near future? We'll do that.
I've got my calendar. It's on my phone. It's right here. Got Wrestle Society next week. Then week after, I've got PCW. I'm taking LWF training in the middle of that. Then I've got Renee Dupree staying at my house.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like one of my best mates.
Hmm.
So he's handled my schedule for October. So I don't fully know where I am. I've just got wrestling with Renee. And like every so often I find out what it is. So like I'm wrestling in Dundee on the 15th. I'm like, okay.
Wrestle Island Championship on the 23rd. I know that.
I'm also doing business wrestling that day.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing on a Friday, but I've got something with Renee. It's just I don't know my diary properly.
Are you against Act 2? Is it? Am I making out? This is
on business wrestling. The match hasn't been announced yet, but Act 2 have
maybe.
got Priscilla and...
Yes, yeah. I knew I saw a tag team match with Act 2. And, yeah.
So I don't go on the internet, so my knowledge of things is so bad. I live like it's 1996.
Oh, I'm constantly on it. I always get told off. So,
I hate it. I can't stand the internet. The internet peaked in 2008 when you could like get any song you wanted for free. Mm-hmm. YouTube wasn't as like it is now. It was more fun. And you just didn't have Twitter, so life was better.
We talked about Twitter. What's your social medias? Plug them before we go.
Oh, just don't follow me. Leave me alone. I just want to live a very 90s life. Just leave me alone. That's my big thing. Let me sit and play my Nintendo 64 and watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I'm actually going to change all my handles on social media because they don't make a lot of sense. So when I had Instagram, it was before professional wrestling became like it is today. Mm-hmm. It was just a hobby for a lot of people. So I just had an Instagram for me. And then as wrestling grew, so did my Instagram. Like, it would be like, oh, I'm wrestling here. And really the only people I saw it was the people I trained with and my friends. Mm-hmm. And then as it progressed, it's been more fans are on it and more people. And like, oh, having DS Evans 92 as my Instagram makes no sense to anyone. Like, whenever someone says, oh, can I tag you or something? I'm like, yeah, sure, it's this. And they're like, why is it that? I went, well, it's my initials and my name and my date of birth. And they're like, oh, that's not very wrestling. I know, because I didn't intend it to. It's just kind of, I mean, every time I'm like, okay, I need to change it. I'm like, I don't know what to put.
Yeah,
my name is...
was it for rock climbing and Disney and your mum?
Yeah. Yeah, basically my Instagram used to be things that I enjoy to look at to cheer me up in work.
Yeah.
So when I was sad in work, I just looked up through my Instagram and go, oh, that's me and my friend having a good time. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that was fun. And now it's progressed into more wrestling stuff getting posted.
Yeah.
And I now have a photo frame in my house that has everything I would have posted on my Instagram. And I just look at. So that's now replaced what my Instagram was there for, was to make me go, oh, that's nice. I just look at my photo frame going, oh, that's nice. My Twitter's Dan_stage_Evans, but I'm probably going to change all these at some point because I keep going to, and then I get tagged in something. I was like, oh shit, it's not effective. I change it now. I don't know. I don't understand the internet. I need to change this. I'll give it a week. Or I'll get tagged in something else. Like, oh yeah, I was meant to change this. So I've been saying I was going to change it since, when did I do that Expo show? Probably May. And it's now nearly October. So it is something I'm probably going to do. And it'll probably be something boring like Dan Evans PW or something like that. But
that's what you have to do.
It will be, yeah, it'll be changed at some point. And then I was always like, oh, I feel like I'm just shoehorning professional wrestling. What happens if I decide one day to be a scuba diver? It's not really including. I'm kind of shoehorning this wrestling thing. And then one day I realise I'm not going to be a scuba diver. I've never scuba dived in my life. Why would it be that?
Just make a separate one. It's separate Instagram for wrestling.
I hate the internet. I don't want to do the internet. I want to play Nintendo 64 games and watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like, if you actually watch my Twitter, I never tweet anything. I just retweet people because I don't have anything interesting to really say on it.
Yeah, I just tweet about the show. That's what
I'll retweet the show. I don't really say anything interesting. It's probably not worth following me.
I'll put links anyway below the interview if anybody wants to go follow you. So I've really enjoyed.
The most honest thing anyone will ever say. It's probably not Instagram, maybe because I put nice pictures on, but Twitter, there's no point following me on there. I just retweet things. I'm not going to say anything on there really. I don't really enjoy it.
No, same Facebook. That my Facebook page for this podcast is basically my Instagram feed. Just goes into that. But anyway, the dog's barking again, so
yeah,
I've really enjoyed speaking again. I'd love to have you again in the future. That was a lot of fun. So, yeah, we'll have to do it, and you have to come on and do your card and talk about more Disney. So.
I feel like I'm going to get in a tangent. It's probably best just to stop talking now.
So, okay, yeah, just message me if you've got another question. Yeah. So, okay.
I'll let you go.
Okay, I'll speak to you again soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.